the crows will get so much of your fruit. They'll come down, start pecking at it. See a nice cluster of peaches up here, turning red. Be ready to harvest soon. Hello, beautiful subscribers. July 19th here, southeastern Pennsylvania, zone 7A. And today we're gonna be riding around on the golf cart. We're gonna be checking out all the fruit trees. We got lots of trees loaded with fruit. And I think it's about time that we show them off. Here are the Pluots. We have the Flavor Supreme, Flavor King, Dapple Dandy, Flavor Queen. The only one really holding fruit this year is the Flavor King. And this is probably one of the best pieces of fruit on the farm. Not totally ready yet. These are the Dapple Dandies. They're a little bit bigger than the Flavor Kings. Well, let's see. The birds must have got to the backside of that. It shouldn't have fallen off so easily, but bigger piece. Pluots have crazy flavor complexity. Like super, super sweet, like a plum, but really complex, like an apricot. Hard to grow, small crops, flower beautifully, but never seem to hold a lot of fruit. Here we have my 4 Asian pears. Probably the easiest fruit to grow here in zone 7A. We have the Shinseki, the Hosui, loaded up with fruit. We have a Kosui over here. And then the Olympic, which has way less fruit on it, but fruit is usually 3 times the size. Close up on the chokeberries. The chokeberries set a really nice crop this year. These are crazy stringent though. Like, pucker your mouth up. I mean, dry you out right away. These are used for pies, jams, preserves, baking, things like that. I don't think I've ever had a chokeberry. There's like no sugar in it. That tastes good right off the bush. All right, let's head over to the peaches. And we have actually some raspberries over here as well. But the peach grove is one of my favorite spots on the farm. Got the ladder up because some of them are actually starting to ripen up now. July 19th. We'll zoom in. We can even taste test 1 or 2 that I picked last week. I'm standing here next to the Red Haven peach, and the peaches are tiny this year because it didn't rain for like 6 weeks. We just got the first rain a few days ago, but the tree is also young. It doesn't have a big root system. So if the tree was older, it could probably produce bigger fruit. This is from a different peach tree in a drought scenario. I mean, it's just crazy good. Peaches got to be on your list of trees to grow in your backyard. It just blows the doors off anything you're gonna find at the grocery store. It's crazy juicy, crazy sweet. I just made a short video about this, but you wanna check the top right here where the stem is. It needs to be soft up here. You'll feel it with your fingers. So if you grab the peach and you're like, oh yeah, it's ripe, and you touch all around it, it's soft all in here, but it's still hard and green up here, then it's not ready to be picked. Like this one is not ready. Now it's gonna have to sit inside for a long time. But keep checking the tops where the stem is, right here. You want it to give pretty good before you start harvesting. Not all your peaches are gonna be ready at the same time on the same tree. You constantly have to come out here every day when you think it's getting close and check the top of the stems. Start with the ones that have the most color to them. This is a white lady peach. This is white fleshed peach, and they're tiny this year from no rain, but they are not ready yet. They look ready, but they're still too hard. Let's see if the second round of raspberries are starting. I made a short about these the other day, ever-bearing raspberries. They'll crop twice a year, once on the old canes and once again on the new canes from this year. And you can see we already harvested maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's pushing another round of raspberries on all the canes from this year. All right, let's go check out the White Star Nectarine. Actually, maybe this is an Arctic White Nectarine. You guys seen this tree before? Just stunning fruit. We're talking dark red. Even with the bird tape though, the birds get to it. So we're gonna have to pick some, and we're gonna pick them a little bit early. What's cool about the nectarine is it will ripen inside. So in about a week from now, they'll be completely soft, juicy, more sugar content. But let's pick a couple. They're small this year, and because it didn't rain for 6 weeks, so I would love to leave them on here even longer, but the birds, squirrels are getting to them. Like I said, you want to push right here, right at the top, and if it's soft in here, then you're good to go. This is for most stone fruit. All right, let's put these in the house. This has been inside for a few days, and it's, I mean, sugar content is just crazy. Here we have 3 different figs, the English brown turkey, a Celeste, and a Black Mission. The Black Mission does not want to fruit at all. Can't recommend it. I've done the same exact thing with the Celeste, which obviously has fruit all over it. Here's the English brown turkey after I picked it, sitting in the house for a week. Check that out. I mean, just loaded with sugar. I mean, it's incredible. For how easy figs are to grow, and how good they taste. I mean, you gotta get yourself some figs. All right, let's check out the grapes, see how they're doing. Ooh, here's some persimmons. Hannah, Fuyu, giant persimmons. They call it the giant persimmons because the fruit is usually twice as big as a normal Fuyu. But anyways, let's check out the grapes. I got two different types of grapes. I got the K, which will be bigger green grapes, and Concord, which are smaller purple grapes. And they both have lots of seeds in them, which is a problem. I mean, I don't mind it because I eat around them. Let's see which ones these are. I had to pull the tag, but this is the Concord grape, which actually has crazy intense grape flavor. Like grape flavor you remember as a kid. Here are the K grapes. These will stay green. You can see seeds in there. I mean, it's still a really good grape, but you gotta eat around the seeds. These grapes would probably do better if they were not on a wall because they need airflow. But I got them on a stone wall. There's no real airflow. Here's a close-up of the Hannah Fuyu fruit. Won't be ready for a long time. The last fruit we'll harvest will be persimmons. I have a whole video dedicated to persimmons, so we're not gonna spend a lot of time on it in this video. All right, here are some more hydrangeas and my giant Chicago hardy figs. Let's stop here and zoom in on these. This is actually only 2 bushes that I bent down. You can see the stakes right there, and pulled the branches down, and now they turned into 2 giant bushes. We'll zoom in here on the fruit. I can only imagine how much is on this whole cluster, but it's doing really good. Check out this iris. Look at the size of this thing. Holy smokes. Or maybe this isn't an iris. I don't know. If any of you know, hit me down in that comment section. The hardy kiwi vine looks awesome. Got it hanging over the trellis here. And you do need a male and female. But sometimes the nurseries will plant both in the same 3-gallon pot or 1-gallon pot. I have never gotten flowers yet. They've been in the ground for about 2 years. All right, inside the pool area, we have a fully dwarf, what's supposed to be bonanza peach tree. I highly recommend you backyard fruit growers get the bonanza peach tree. Unfortunately, somebody grafted a nectarine on here, so I have a fully dwarf nectarine, and the fruit's not even that good. But the bonanza peach, which this is supposed to be, has fully edible, full-size fruit on a dwarf tree. And then one last fruit tree in here, a Nectarine, which you can get from Stan the Citrus Man in South Carolina. Here's the Giambo. We got some pomegranates. The zinnias I planted are doing great. There's a Shea China berry. You can take a look at this. It's a very young tree, but it's technically called a Shea. These are cherry bush. Here we have gooseberries. The Ichikeki gyro persimmons. Back here is a brand new young donut peach. Really hard to tell, but this is a 4-in-1 French plum. Marabellum, a bunch of different Marabellum varieties, and it has some fruit down here. This kind of looks like the green gauge plum. It's just multi-grafted and something's wrong with it. It's dropping all its leaves. All right, golf cart tour continues. Coming up on some citrus. Potted pomegranate. You can see it's doing really well. This is the Sumbar. Here's all the citrus and some non-cold hardy figs. Potted up. Let's zoom in here on the Nagami kumquat because this is the first time it's flowered. Pretty standard looking flowers for a citrus, but it does have some fruit on it as well. What's unique about the kumquat is you eat the rind. So you eat the whole peel, and that actually is what's sweet on the kumquat. The giant medlar has fruit on it this year. The Breva giant medlar. Very exciting. Kind of looks like a persimmons, but very astringent. Be exciting to taste test these. These are the Breva giant medlars. Alright, here we have 3 different jujubes. We got another persimmons. This is a brand new yellow skin nectarine. Let's take a closer look at the jujubes because they just were flowering. Maybe they're holding fruit. This is the honey jar, still flowering. But actually has set fruit. You can see these 2 little pieces of fruit. And then we have the Lee and the Lang. And one of these produces significantly more than the other. Yeah, look, the fruit's much bigger. Look at the size of that already. Alright, let's check out the apples. We got a Wine Sap, Red Delicious, Crimson Crisp, the Gala, the Gold Rush, another Gala, Granny Smith, Golden Delicious, Pink Lady, Macintosh, Honey Crisp, Arkansas Black, and a Fiji. Out of all my apples, the Honeycrisp, this Honeycrisp tree is doing the best. It's loaded with big apples. And it got hit hard by the Plum Curculio earlier this year, so we'll see how much of this fruit is infected with Plum Curculio larva, but looking good. Macintosh is a cool apple. It definitely looks different. It has a different blush to it, and it's kind of a different shape. Here's the Gala apple, and fruit is tiny this year. It has not rained at all. I don't thin this one tree. I don't prune this tree that much, and I don't thin it. And it actually has way more apples than the tree that I prune and thin. Let's try and eat one. All right, it's way too early to be doing this, but what's fun with apples is they have an extended harvest time, unlike a peach or another type of stone fruit. Yeah, it's obviously not ready yet, but me personally, I don't care. And check it out, give it a taste test, and then feed it to the horses. Believe it or not, this Golden Delicious has been in the ground for 6 years now. And this is the very first year I have gotten fruit. It's the first year that it's old enough to flower. I was so excited when I saw the flowers, and it's actually holding fruit. And it's quite a crazy feeling after 6 years of taking care of a tree and coming out and checking on it every single spring to finally have fruit on it. It's just incredible. I showed you guys the Golden Delicious. Well, this is an offspring of the Golden Delicious, the Gold Rush. It's one of its parents is the Golden Delicious, and then apparently like a few different disease-resistant apples. This is one of my favorite eating apples that you won't find in the grocery store is the Gold Rush. You guys have been up here before. This is where I have a bunch of my younger persimmons and my pawpaws. Here we have like a Potomac and a Pennsylvania and a mango and another pawpaw. Let's see if it's still holding one piece of fruit. Yeah, look at that. My very first pawpaw. And here are the younger persimmons over here. Go check out some fruit, but I already did a whole video on both of these. And Nikita's Gift persimmons, fruit is getting larger. Like I said, this tree's doing really well for its age. And then we have chocolate persimmons here. I'm excited. Haven't tasted one of these yet, so hopefully I can get to harvest a few off this tree. Gonna have to bird net it because there's so few of them, but it'll be easy because the tree's small. All right, let's go over and see how the plums are doing. 2 of my plum trees are completely loaded, getting close to harvest. I originally thought this was the Toka or a bubblegum plum, but now I'm starting to think that it might be a Shiro. The fruit's starting to ripen. The problem is, after it turns slightly red, it goes mealy like right away. So I'm starting to think that I need to pick them earlier and put them inside the house. We're gonna pick a couple. Plums will get this waxy coating on the outside. Ready? Watch. When they're ready to be picked. You see that? That's a good sign. That means you're getting close. Squeeze up here by the stem. It's still a little hard, but we can taste test this one. Yeah, I don't think it's ready. And there's like no sugar content, which I want to blame on the lack of rain. But also it could be because I didn't thin the fruit enough. So let's pick a couple more. I mean, it's a nice piece of fruit, but it's really lacking sugar. I guess I could have thinned some more. I want to grab those real red ones up there. See if they're holding any sugar. All right, let's try one that is further along. This is why I don't think this is a Shiro plum, because it's got that nice red color to it. Yeah, it's better, but it's already starting to be mealy, like it's late, like it's been hanging on the tree too long, and it lacks sugar content. This is cool. This is a new plum tree I planted 2 years ago. It's called an elephant heart plum. And you can see that the fruit kind of looks like a heart, which is strange. We'll look at 2 more plums here. This is the superior plum. It's a young tree, but it really impresses me how well it's doing. It handled the nasty spring extremely well. It has these tropical looking leaves on it, and it's holding fruit at a young age. Here's the Methley plum, and probably one of the best tasting pieces of fruit on the farm. Unfortunately, it's not productive. It just can't seem to hold fruit here in zone 7A. It just has such a hard time with the spring. It flowers extremely early. It has low chill hours. All right, here's the Methley. Like I said, you want to look for that waxy coating on a plum. And you see it's darker red than the last one we tried. Yeah, way better. Way higher sugar content. I bet you if we measured the bricks, it's twice as high as the Toka or Shira plum over there. And this is why I haven't abandoned these trees. As unproductive as they are, the fruit quality is just superior to the other trees. All right, let's keep going here. We have the European plums, the green gage, the Stanley, the Brooks, and the Victoria. I'm excited about the Victoria because it's supposed to have red European plum. This is what European plums look like. See, significantly different than the Asian plums. And this is what they make prunes out of. And actually, they can hold a lot of sugar. They'll be ready in a few more weeks here. They'll turn dark blue, purplish color. The green gage drops all its fruit every year. Stanley does pretty well. Brooks does well. And the Victoria is just young, but something's going on with the trunk down here that I'm not happy about. This is what happens if you order trees online and don't get to pick them out yourself. Got a nasty reverse tape. Now we have European pears, which I can't grow. We got 6 different types of European pears. And they keep dying, keep having so many problems. Here are a couple European pears, which actually taste good. I mean, what's different about a European pear than almost every other fruit is they ripen from the inside out. So you have to pick them early and then put them in your house. So I've really struggled with the European pears. I'm gonna have to recommend the Asian pears. They just have done so much better. Minimal work. Produce large crops, like every variety, so easily. So if you don't have a lot of space, I would suggest the Asian varieties. And if you got any help from me, if you guys have European pears that are doing well, please hit me down in that comment section. Let me know what varieties I should try next. To sum up today's video, I would just say that you want to constantly be checking your fruit as you think you're getting closer to harvest time. They're not all going to be ripe at the same time on the tree, which is a good thing because it'll be way too many to harvest at once and deal with. So keep getting out there, especially with the stone fruit. Check the top near the stems, and don't be afraid to pick some early. And it's a learning experience every single year. So thanks for watching. Like always, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.